Good morning. Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Hey, welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sand Hills by a huge margin. It is Mornings with Leaderman. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond.
Hey, good morning, Moore County. You're halfway through your Easter break. Up and at 'em. It's a nice day. Don't miss out.
Get your butt out of the rack, boy.
It's leaving Liberty. We're not going to be intense this week.
All right. You're the expert. I'm not. All right. Don't forget, of course, we're being seen around the world on our live video stream. That's available to you right now at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is the link. Or on your mobile device, use your TuneIn app. Your YouTube app. And put Mornings with Leaderman in there. If you're on your mobile device just needing audio, we suggest things like TuneIn, iTunes, Streamer, those apps. Many others will do it too. They're all free and available at your app store. Just put WEEB into that search. And as always, that stream's available at our website, upper right-hand corner of every webpage. An icon says On the Air, Listen Live. Click it once and you're listening that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area is going to be another nice one. A bit warmer, though, than it was the last 2 days. Last 2 days, especially the day before yesterday, was perfect. We'll get one of those days coming up on Sunday. But until then, today is going to be nice but warm. It's 81 for a high. But it'll be sunny. Tonight, partly cloudy, 59. Tomorrow is pretty much the same. Partly cloudy, a little more clouds than today. High of 81. Tomorrow night, we start to see the rain try to poke its head in here again. Low tomorrow night, 67 with a 30% chance of rain. Windy with a 90% chance of showers on Friday. Won't be a washout, but plenty of aggravating rain around. High of 75 as the cold front comes through. Friday night, mostly cloudy, thunderstorms, low of 55. Saturday, mostly cloudy, with scattered showers and a high of 65. That'll feel good to me. Sunday, the perfect day, mostly sunny for Easter Sunday and a high of 70. Can't beat it. Monday, 81, Tuesday, 84 with no chance of rain. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are west of 5, visibility 10 statute miles, pressure is 30-15, dew point's 49, humidity 92%. It's sunshine and 51 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1FM, and 990 AM. I told you not to play, but no, there you are. I don't get it. What a stupid operating system. I got it on pause, and now it pauses. Go figure. What a piece of junk.
It doesn't like you.
All I ask it to do is do what I ask it to do. I hit the stop button. I would expect you to stop. But no.
You didn't hit it hard enough.
I hit it, and it said it wasn't. My counter wasn't counting. I said, okay, it's okay to pot it up now. What's it doing? Do. I don't listen to you because you're dumb, you know.
I actually heard it say that.
I had a lady yesterday tell me that says that partner on the show with you, he's really good. I like him. You know that 2-year vacation you were wanting to take?
There you go. Well, believe it or not, I had someone say, hey, when are you going to start asking him the questions?
Well, you see, we're just not wired that way. The monitor faces me. So I don't get caught. Yeah, I'd look really stupid. Then you would know that the Colonel trumps the leader man. All right. By the way, at 8:30 today, John Zumwalt will have his extended Zumwalt zone, and you don't want to miss this one because this one's going to basically rip a new one for the school board and their staff, which have been working hard to cover their you-know-what because of all the lies, pure, simple lies, the contradiction to their own memos that they supplied us have taken place. And they're trying to muddy the water and move on And, of course, the pilot's too wimpy to do any investigation, so we did it for him.
Right.
And John will expose it all next hour, just how corrupt our government is.
Yeah, I finally read that letter in the pilot. I had to go pull it out of the tray in my bird cage and shake it off a little bit. But, you know, yeah, it was there. Yeah. That was an interesting letter, actually.
You know, the company that has to force you to take their paper, if you just want the online edition, they charge you double.
Right.
Because they want if you get the paper delivery, then they charge you half.
Right.
They go pick it up and throw it in the trash.
Yeah, and that's good to get, because if you have birdcage like me, it is actually useful. I suppose if you had a fishing shop or something, you could use it for a wrap.
I just open it up in the driveway, let Mother Nature put it in the street for me.
Oh, well, that's littering.
I'm just kidding. I'm cussing them all the way to the trash can. Anyway, yeah, the ads you never see,
right,
in the pilot.
Yes, and
yeah, how much? I'm a salesman for the pilot. How much would you like to pay for the ad? And the one we'll see. $500 for a half-page ad? Sure. Let me sign you up.
Why not?
And no one will ever see it.
Well, my bird will see it.
Yeah, well, yeah, your bird reads, too. It's a talking bird, right?
Yes. It certainly is.
Now, yeah, people think birds are all quiet. No.
It knows 2 words.
Yeah, it's Robert De Niro 2 words, except the second word is Jeff. One thing you don't know about the Colonel, though, is with his military background and everything, he does have a passion for history of military, and one of those passions of his is the Civil War. And it turns out that a lot of other people in this area have a passion for that, because you all actually have a round table about this.
Yes. Once a month, we have a Civil War round table named for Rufus Barringer, and it meets actually tomorrow night, Thursday, at the Civic Club in Southern Pines, so on Pennsylvania, corner of Pennsylvania and Ash, Southern Pines Civic Club. And tomorrow we're going to have
free, isn't it?
No. If you wanted to come to one meeting just to see what it's like, say tomorrow night, you want to stick your nose in, see if you're interested, yeah, come on in. But it's $25 a year, and what that $25 gets you,
it helps rent the Civic Club.
Well, it rents the Civic Club, plus we pay transportation, et cetera, for some of the authors to come in. And we've had some very interesting people. These are not, some local individual just likes to get up and expound on Civil War stuff. These are authors and
with credentials.
Yes, they've written books. The gentleman tomorrow's name is Mertz, and he's going to come in and talk about Albert Sidney Johnson at the Battle of Shiloh. And
who was Albert Sidney Johnson? What was the significance of Shiloh?
Well, Shiloh's, of course.
Funny, I should ask.
Shiloh, of course, is one of those battles in the, Civil War out in the Western Theater, and Albert Sidney Johnson was the Confederate leader, versus Grant. And without getting all into the background of it, you can come and listen to Mr. Mertz tomorrow, and he'll bring some copies of his books. If you like what you heard, you'll be able to buy one of those. And he's written for the Blue and Gray magazine, and he's also the founding president of the Rappahannock Valley Civil War Roundtable.
What time is this meeting?
Okay, it's 6 o'clock. We have a social, so we'll have some coffee, soda, and cookies, etc.
And just the coffee nuts, so it's going to be good coffee.
Maybe. But, then we have a little business at 7 o'clock to 7:15, and then from 7:15 on, we'll have a presentation. You'll be able to ask some questions. And it's usually a very, very good presentation, out throughout the year.
Right.
We don't meet for Christmas, month because, the holidays, and normally we'll take the summer, July and August when it's hot. People are traveling, playing golf, etc.
Well, you hear about paying $25 for an ice cream cone. This is a year's worth of entertainment here.
So for $25, you'll get 9 meetings out of the year, and some very interesting people.
Well, we'll get a PSA on for them so they can. You'll hear more about this. But if you have an interest in the Civil War and want to be in a community environment that with like-minded people, well, this is your opportunity.
Yes, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock.
At the Civic Center in downtown Southern Pines, right across from the tennis courts.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you can't miss it. All right. And we'll expect a full book report back here tomorrow morning.
I'll bring the book. I'll have read it. Yeah, that's right.
All right, it is 7:38 past the hour. Let's see what we have in our sound bites this morning. As we... Did I? Yes, I did. All right. The Mueller report coming out tomorrow. And it's not only coming out in print form with redacted passages, but also in audio form. Ooh. We have a little clip from the audio part of the book.
And now, here's an excerpt from the redacted Mueller report.
Special Counsel Robert Mueller says that in the 2016 election, in which, with the Trump campaign showing, Mueller found between and concluded.
This has been an excerpt from the redacted Mueller report.
Yeah, and your copy is yours for just $495.
Right.
That's less than $1 a page.
Yeah, send it to me on a text message.
Bernie Sanders, had his town hall with Fox a couple of nights ago, and never could answer the question how it's going to get paid for.
No, never answers those questions. They never do.
Yeah. The rich people in this country need to pay their fair share.
And didn't they ask him if he was one of the rich people, and never answered that either. Yeah.
Yeah. How about that wife of yours when she bankrupted that university? You set her up in a job as the chancellor, and it went broke and under, but she got away with her golden parachute of $500,000.
Right.
Where's that on your tax return?
Yep.
Can you show that to me?
Yeah,
so they won't let you ask tough questions like that one.
Right. No, and
it's too mean.
And the media won't ask the questions. Yeah. That's what I don't understand. Or they'll only ask a tough question if they think they've got you, and then when they find out they don't got you, they move on to something else.
Yeah, you submit a question, and something like that will only ever see the light of day.
Yeah.
Even though it's a very legit question.
Right.
But what is Bernie Sanders doing? Shall we find out the ordinary things he does?
Bernie Sanders doing ordinary things.
I do not know why I have to release all my tax returns. All right, a dozen cheap suits, $800. 1 case of hair gel. No, forget about the hair gel. 10,000 Bernie bumper stickers. And total. Holy, I am a millionaire. How the hell did that happen? And let me say this, I do not think we should penalize millionaires with a higher tax rate.
This has been Bernie Sanders doing ordinary things.
I tell you what his campaign motto ought to be.
What's that?
Telling other people what they should do with their money.
Yeah, really. I mean, here's the guy who went on his honeymoon now. Honeymoon.
Right. To
Russia.
To the Soviet Union. Yeah. Actually, the Soviet Union.
Yeah, Moscow.
Right.
Who goes on a honeymoon to a Marxist country? Bernie. Or the home of Marxism?
Bernie. You got to go over there and pay homage to all the people buried in the Kremlin wall.
Yeah.
Lenin and, who were the two that...
That's where the eddy currents penetrated his soul and turned him into a flaming liberal.
The two big union guys from the States, so one of them is buried over there.
The one we can't find.
No. This is when unions first began their thing over here in the States, or way back 1800s, and I can't think of his name, but yeah, he's buried over there. I'll find out. I'll let you know tomorrow.
All right, in an effort to understand our millennials up to date, which is a difficult thing to do, because they sit in the background of the Bernie speech with this sewn-on grin on their face going, "Yay, Bernie! Yay, Bernie! Oh, it's free! Yay, Bernie! Take it from those bad rich people! Yay, Bernie!"
Yeah.
Well, no, we're not going to take it from the rich people. We're going to take it from your paycheck.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, no, Bernie says no.
Right.
I believe Bernie.
It'll all be free until you get your paycheck.
Yeah.
That's right.
Then the moment of reckoning comes. Well, let's give our daily millennial moment here.
And now, today's millennial moment.
What? My college paperwork wasn't completed correctly? Mom! They sent the college papers back!
Don't worry, honey. I'll fill it out again.
That was today's millennial moment.
Golly, Mom, I only got it 3 days to the deadline. You're messing around and not getting it done.
Yeah, there you go.
21-year-old guy in St. Paul's, Minnesota, was running from the police yesterday after crashing a car, a stolen car, by the way. So he ran into someone's property with a sign that said, "No trespassing, violators will be shot." Survivors will be shot again. And the homeowner shot him 3 times.
No.
He survived. Here's one of the cops.
When they were in the area, starting the search, they heard gunshots. They closed in, looking to where those shots came from, and located an adult male with apparent gunshot wounds in a nearby yard. Also with that male was an adult male armed with a handgun who described himself as a homeowner. St. Paul fire paramedics responded to the scene to treat the adult male with the gunshot wounds. The homeowner was cooperative with officers, surrendered his firearm, and an investigation was begun into what occurred there.
As he said, "I feared for my life."
Yeah. Hey, he drove on my lawn.
Yeah, with a stolen car.
Right.
And hops out and starts running toward me.
Yeah.
What choice did I have?
Yep.
What do you say, dead guy?
No, apparently he survived. The homeowner must have been cutting him a break. I suspect he practices a lot and just shot him in the leg, like they do in the movies.
Well, you know what the next food craze is, don't you? Have you heard? It's breast milk for adults. Seriously. Breast milk has something in it called human milk oligo, such as something.
Well, we're already getting breast milk. It's called milk.
It's HMO for short.
And it's on the grocery store shelf.
As a synthetic version of it could help us with our brains, immune system, food allergies, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome. Here's one of the doctors behind this push.
Human milk oligosaccharides are the 3rd most abundant component in human milk, and until now, only breastfed babies have been able to benefit. And the data are very promising, showing that can support and strengthen the developing immune system more like the breastfed baby. The potential, again, for GI health and immune health would include gastrointestinal disorders, diarrhea, for example, infectious diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, food allergies, the list goes on. They are very promising.
Yeah.
And this is a synthetic human milk.
I guess.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'll get ladies coming up to the milking station and...
Oh, jeez. I just...
do it like they do cows. They take that little fire stick and they squirt the underside of where the udders are and inflame them to kill the bacteria.
My grandfather worked at the Walker Gordon Dairy for 50 years in Plainsboro, New Jersey. Yes, I am intimately familiar with what they're doing there.
And the aroma is so delightful in there.
What they used to do there, it's no longer there.
We subsidized them right out of existence nearby.
No, that was where the first rotolactor was developed at the Walker.
What?
A rotolactor was the automatic milking of cows. It would hold up to 50 cows.
Yeah, they get on a big...
And it's like a
Ferris wheel, flat Ferris
not
wheel.
A Ferris wheel, the
rotating plate.
And you march them in there and, hook them up. And by the time they got around the other side, they were done. And somebody was over there marching them off. And
the whole time they're in there, they're eating.
Yeah, it was quite a thing. It was at the 1939
World's Fair.
Yeah. Yep.
A guy in a retirement community in Florida was arrested for harassing a female neighbor. He sat on his porch with a guitar, and serenaded her with an original song, where he called her a witch and a B word. Luckily, we have him here to sing for us. We'll have our finger on the bleep button. Don't worry. We got this covered for you.
There's a neighbor who was a I see her now. She's just a witch. She lives inside a hut. 'Cause that woman is a For a new neighbor I'll have to hunt. 'Cause that woman is a
Yeah, I was wondering when that was going to happen.
And for this, he gets arrested?
Yeah, okay. Sure, why not? Jesus. Good Lord.
You see, in radio, Jeff, you just go right on by those moments like it didn't happen.
I can't.
And the audience is supposed to be doing all the laughing.
I'm wondering how he got that far into the song before somebody clobbered him.
Well, we had the bleep button here.
Okay.
Yeah, how much time? Okay, we'll save that one. Our good news story. We always do a good news story every day. Scientists figured out how to get teenagers to eat healthy.
Ooh, that's hard.
Make it about rebellion. Researchers at the University of Chicago, sucking up your good hard-earned tax money on a stupid study, did a study where they told kids that companies were manipulating them with advertising, getting them hooked on unhealthy snacks, and getting rich by exploiting them. And the kids wanted healthier snacks when they thought about it as a form of injustice. Here's your story.
Big challenge with any intervention with teenagers is that they tend to be rebellious. What they appreciate less is that teenagers care a lot about social justice. We taught them all about the ways in which the food industry tries to deceive them and others into eating unhealthy food and the harm this does, and the companies become rich by doing it. We just tell them the only language these companies understand is money. And so if you don't buy and eat their food, you're sending a message. You're taking a stand. It's both a symbolic and a material stand against this injustice.
It's injustice to feed people. What a load.
You know, when we got proctors taking tests for kids and everything else.
Well, when I see all those knuckleheads that, like this guy that was just talking, when I see him out there in the dirt, digging around out there and growing himself some vegetables, I'll believe he understands what he's talking about.
He's too busy getting your tax money for a study.
Jesus.
Remember George Engel?
Engel?
He was Ted's girlfriend on the Mary Tyler Moore show.
Yes, yep.
Right. The bright ditzy. She was smart but ditzy.
Right, yeah.
She died.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
At the age of 70. She was in so many shows, including Mary Tyler Moore, The Betty White Show, Hot in Cleveland, and Everybody Loves Raymond.
Right.
She was a Christian Scientist, so she didn't consult with doctors.
Oh, okay.
She died naturally at the age of 70.
Yeah.
Owen K. Garrett, one of the original scientists selected to explore the cosmos firsthand and the first astronaut to operate an interstellar ham radio station, died Monday at his home in Huntsville, Alabama at 88. The 17.4 million people who watched Game of Thrones Season 8 premiere April 14th surpassed the 16.9 million who watched the Season 7 finale and the 16.1 who tuned in to watch the Season 7 premiere. They got to see the season's premiere of Game of Thrones in China the other night, minus the 6 minutes of sex and gore cut out of the government by the government censors.
Sex and gore? I missed all that. Like I said, I fell asleep about 2 minutes in.
And yesterday we were talking about Russell Wilson not having signed an extension to his contract.
Oh, yes, he did.
Yes, he did yesterday. He signed a $140 million deal with the Seahawks, including a $65 million signing bonus. Oh, sign here. You get $65. Let me think. Okay.
Is it enough? That's what he's thinking. Should I have gotten more?
It's like this.
Yeah.
If he hangs on to $65 million, invests it so he gets at least a 7% return.
Yeah.
Every 7 years, the money doubles.
Yep.
So 65 turns into 130. 130 turns into 260.
Yep.
In 14 years. 14 little years, he'd have $260 million.
Lots. Yep.
Jeez. So as of now, he's the highest paid player in the NFL until the next one comes along.
Right.
Billionaire businessman Francisco Henri Punot.
Henri.
It sounds French, doesn't it?
Yes.
Because it is. Oh. Better known as Selma Hayek's husband, has pledged over $100 million toward restoring the cathedral at Notre Dame, or Notre Dame, however you say it. Now I understand why you don't see Selma Hayek in any movies anymore. She's married to a guy that can donate $100 million.
Well, he's going to need to spend that much just for security to keep it from getting burned again.
You know, they didn't have any insurance on it.
No, of course not. No.
And they're saying they said the reason they didn't have insurance because the insurance would be more than just covering the cost yourself. The costs now are estimated at $8 billion with a B dollars.
Yeah.
Zowie.
Yeah, that's a heck of an accident. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Along with all the other Catholic churches that are burning throughout France.
At last check, over $1 billion has been pledged by businesses and the rich to restore the cathedral. Mm-hmm. I helped restore the Statue of Liberty. That's as far as I can go, folks. It's somebody else's turn. New data from Parks Associates shows that in early 2019, 36% of U.S. broadband households own at least one smart speaker with a voice assistant, such as a Siri or
Siri.
Alexa.
Yeah, Alexa.
The author of 50 Shades of Grey, E.L. James, has a new book out. It's called Mr. Yeah. I guess that's where the Mr. beats up the Mrs.
Or something.
Yeah, some S&M junk. This Friday is Good Friday. The same day we'll get our full moon for the month, called a pink moon in April.
It's a pink moon?
That's what they say.
Oh.
Bakers across the U.S. are saying that vasectomy cakes are becoming all the rage. Yes, cakes to celebrate the snip. And Jeff?
Well, wait a minute. Who's celebrating the snip? Is it the man or is it the woman? I'm just curious.
Well, one thing, Jeff, that you better run and get in line for. Kylie Jenner's first perfume comes out in a bottle shaped like lips. And it costs $40. And it's here just in time for your Easter.
$40 Easter? Okay.
Yeah. See it now. You give it to your wife, and she goes, Kylie Jenner perfume. Really? Where did you grow your brain? Today's a possible question for a woman between the ages of 20 to 25. This happens on an average of 62 times a day. What is it?
Man, it's an average of 62 times a day?
Yeah.
I don't know. I bang my head on the wall when I watch the news.
Well, it could be breathe in and out, but no, this is something else.
No, I have no clue.
You should know you bought one yesterday.
Oh, I look on my phone, open my phone up.
That's right. Their phone goes off.
Oh, okay.
In some manner, shape, or form.
Mine doesn't. That's why it wouldn't have occurred to me. I've managed to go do away with all of that. I'll hardly get any phone calls.
The average married couple, how many times a week do they kiss?
How many times a week average?
Mm-hmm.
28.
I didn't say a year. The answer's 5.
5 times a week?
A week.
Okay.
29% of men have never cleaned this at home.
The toilet.
That's it.
That's baloney.
I would have thought it's the P-trap in the sewer line, but, that's just me. In a recent study, on the average, we throw away 1/4 of this.
Huh.
1/4. It's a food item. 25% of it's tossed every time.
Parsley.
Bread.
Okay.
I bought I was at the Harris Teeter, and I was walking by, and I saw one of those big bagels, pretzels like you get in New York streets.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, they sell them over there.
Yeah, it was soft dough, and I said, I'm going to just, if this is hard, I'm not going to like it. And I bought it just and I bit into it and went, oh, man. That's good.
That's why I don't walk down there in the Harris Teeter.
And I didn't goof it up with
mustard.
I did. I put mustard on one little bite, and I said, no. Back to just the pure bread.
Exactly. Yep.
It was good.
Yes.
Soft.
Yes, they make them in rolls also.
Yeah.
Those are good. Yes, they are.
Yeah, like you said, I got to stay off that aisle. Yeah. That was a one-time thing. Heaven back to my childhood. All right, don't forget the extended Zoom Off Zone coming your way at 8:30 this morning, and you definitely want to be here for this one. It's coming up on 8 o'clock. Your news, sports, and weather all starts right now.
With a few clouds around and winds out of the south and west today, our temperatures will continue to warm up. Expect highs in the lower 80s and then falling off into the mid to upper 50s for tonight. We'll see those temperatures in the lower 80s again for Thursday, with the better chance for showers and storms pushing in as we go into Friday. Some of those storms could be strong to severe. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sand Hills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Number of schools in and around Denver are closed today out of an abundance of caution. Authorities say an 18-year-old woman infatuated with the Columbine High School massacre bought firearms after arriving in Colorado on Monday. Jefferson County Sheriff Jeff Schrader says a hunt now on for Sol Hais.
We have state, local, federal law enforcement partners that are working both behind the scenes and a lot of boots on the ground that are doing what they can to follow up each and every lead that develops.
Saturday marks the 20th anniversary of the Columbine shootings. Notre Dame's rector says a fire-damaged Paris cathedral will be closed for up to 6 years while the Gothic landmark is rebuilt. Almost $1 billion has been donated from around the world for the project. 6 people injured, a suspect in custody. Philadelphia police say a driver intentionally plowed his car into a group of pedestrians. One border state senator says a massive influx of illegal aliens, rendering border agents unable to do their job.
Texas Senator John Cornyn says 40% of frontline border agents are forced to lead the lines to help process huge numbers of illegals,
leaving areas of the border vulnerable to exploitation by drug cartels and others.
He says Congress needs to provide Border Patrol with more personnel and resources
and the legal authorities they need in order to do the job we've asked them to do.
Without that help, he warns,
we're sending them into a losing battle.
Cornyn says 103,000 illegals attempted to cross the border last month. Bob Agnew reporting.
A redacted version of the Mueller report due out tomorrow. White House Counselor Kellyanne Conway saying the report will conclude there was no collusion with Russia, no criminal conspiracy, no indictments forthcoming. At Wall Street this morning, stock futures are higher. Dow futures up 52 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 27 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
When it comes to your pain, many of you might be skeptical, like I was, about ordering Relief Factor. Pat Boone again for this wonderful 100% drug-free supplement designed to help your own body lower or eliminate occasional aches and pains due to aging, exercise, everyday living. I'm not skeptical any longer. The 3-week quick start is now discounted to only $19.95. Why don't you let us see if we can get you out of pain, too, at ReliefFactor.com.
And now, a quick comparison from Grasshopper. When picking a phone number for business, what sounds more professional? Your personal number?
Oh, hold on. Let me give you my cell. And actually, let me get yours, too, just so I don't ignore your call, you know?
Or a dedicated business number, courtesy of Grasshopper.
It was a pleasure meeting you. Our number is 1-833-IT-TROOP. Give us a call anytime.
There's no contest. Put your best voice forward with Grasshopper, the virtual phone system for small business. Try it free at grasshopper.com.
A minor setback for Israel's lunar mission. We get details from the Media Line's Michael Friedson.
Israel last week became only the 7th nation on Earth to orbit the moon when its independently funded lunar mission, Bereshit, or Genesis, at $100 million became the least costly effort of its kind. The spacecraft, built by Space IL and Israel Aerospace Industries, entered a lunar orbit, but its mission ended in disappointment when the vehicle crashed on the moon's surface within seconds of landing, after the acceleration detectors failed and the speed remained excessive for a soft landing. Despite the setback, project officials said another mission will follow. The project's lead investor, millionaire philanthropist Morris Kahn, encouraged supporters of the Genesis mission worldwide, declaring the mission must be completed. I'm Michael Friedson, Town Hall News, Jerusalem.
News and analysis at themedialine.org and townhall.com. The nation's top prosecutor making a change that affects asylum seekers.
Attorney General William Barr is ending the practice that has afforded asylum seekers the chance to ask a judge to grant them bond while their cases are pending if they clear a credible fear interview. Barr's decision will have a wide impact. Gregory Chen, the Director of Government Relations for the American Immigration Lawyers Association, says about 90% of asylum seekers pass their credible fear interview. However, the decision does not apply to asylum-seeking families because they generally can't be held for longer than 20 days. It also does not apply to unaccompanied minors. Mike Gracia, Washington.
The Trump administration preparing to change a long-standing U.S. policy on Cuba, expected to announce today that it will allow lawsuits against foreign companies doing business in properties seized from Americans after the 1959 revolution in Cuba. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This is Chuck from Sunbelt Service Pros. Are you just not feeling it anymore with your AC service provider? Are you calling those guys because that's what you've always done, or because there's a sticker on the thermostat with an old phone number on it? How about this? Take a chance and you'll be thrilled to find that you're getting real value for your heating and cooling dollars. When you call Sunbelt Service Pros, you are dealing with a professional and reliable service provider. Our technicians are highly trained and certified and can quickly address any issues. Our customers find our technicians and office staff courteous, friendly, and professional throughout the whole process. We're doing something right here. You need to check us out, find out what you've been missing, and call us today. Sunbelt Service Pros at 910-944-2044 or go online to sunbeltservicepros.com.
At First Bank, North Carolina's largest independent community bank, we know your dream may be to make it possible for your child to achieve theirs. Whether you want to start saving for their education, to pay for a first tuition bill, or to help your student be a smart spender, First Bank offers a wide range of products and services to help you achieve your dreams. From student checking accounts to prepaid debit cards, savings accounts to home equity lines of credit, you'll find a great fit at First Bank.
Well, congratulations, you got a new computer. But now comes the not-so-easy task of safely transferring all your files from your old computer to your new one.
No.
And do it in a logical way so you can find your new file. Why not let our super geek at WEEB Computer Repair do it for you? Just bring in your PCs or Macs into the WEEB studios on Midland Road and allow our super geek to extract all your files and properly place them on your new computer. WEEB Computer Repair, 690-9723, the home of the Super Geek.
You know, a lot of car dealerships make promises that they just can't or won't keep. But in Cooper Country, a promise is more than words. It's a way of life. At Cooper Ford in Carthage, they do what they say they're going to do, when and how they say they're going to do it. That's the Cooper Ford promise.
I'm Aaron Cooper, and if you're in the market for a new Ford, you can't buy a new Ford car, truck, or SUV for less anywhere, guaranteed. Cooper Ford is the only locally and family-owned Ford dealership in Moore County. So for the month of April, to continue investing pricing in our community, we are making Friend to Friend our organization of the month to bring awareness to domestic abuse as well as human trafficking, which means we'll donate $50 to Friend to Friend for every vehicle we sell, both new and used, during the month of April. With no games, no gimmicks, just upfront, honest pricing and certified service after the sale. I'm Aaron Cooper, and I want to know you by name. Let Cooper Ford show you how car buying should be.
Just a few short minutes from the traffic circle off 15501 in Carthage or on the web at cooperford.net. Cooper Ford, working hard to be your hometown dealer.
NCN News. I'm Tony Rixby. A North Carolina civil rights leader can now go inside the legislative building 2 years after he was banned. The Reverend William David Barber organized the Morrow Monday protest. Yesterday, Superior Court Judge Paul Ridgway ruled the state could not continue to keep him out. Barber tweeted, "We won and God prevailed." Days after a video showing the moment a Charlotte Mecklenburg police officer shot and killed a man was released, city leaders coming together with a conversation with the community as to whether he should step down. Chief Kerr Putney said,
"If you want to talk about somebody taking my job, you know where my bosses are. They can fire me, but I'm not going to quit. Because what people don't see is the passion I have for changing these outcomes."
With Cecil Staton leaving at East Carolina University in May, a well-known name in political circles will be filling in. UNC interim president Bill Roper named Dan Gerlach interim head of the university. Gerlach says he enters the job with an open mind.
I have much to learn, and that if you don't approach service with humility, you're not going to go very far. So I look forward to partnering to bringing that together. But I think I have a lot of experience in making financial decisions, managerial decisions.
While the fire at the Notre Dame Cathedral has damaged the city's iconic positions, Parisians are showing strength by resuming their lives. Vicky Barker reports.
Here in Paris, life goes on. A big barge is just steaming by on the river Seine below me in the shadow of fire-damaged Notre Dame. I can see a couple of workmen in red jackets moving around on the roof above one of the side transepts of the cathedral. Their life right now revolves around assessing the damage and how to repair it. Vicky Barker, CBS News, Paris.
And you're listening to NCN News.
There's no place like home. It has a certain magic of its own. And memories are made there every day. A lifetime of good times shared along the way. Have yourself a Bluebell Country Day.
Our original gold-rimmed, homemade vanilla, the country's gold standard of ice cream flavors since 1969. Its hand-cranked taste takes you back to simpler times. That's why we put the word home right on the carton.
A lifetime of good times shared along the way. Have yourself a Bluebell Country Day.
President Trump's lawyers are putting the finishing touches on a rebuttal to special counsel Robert Mueller's report on the Russia investigation that's due out tomorrow. We get more from AP correspondent Mike Hempen.
One of the president's attorneys, Rudy Giuliani, says the rebuttal will be published in the hours after the release of the Mueller report. Giuliani says it will be dozens of pages long. The Justice Department plans to release a redacted version of the report tomorrow morning. It will be sent to Congress and made available to the public.
30 million people are in the path of another system of severe weather today and tomorrow. Some places hit hard by storms earlier this week could get hit again, from Texas across the south to Alabama. WCCO-TV meteorologist Trish Schaefer.
Just some garden variety showers, but thunderstorms will quickly pop all the way up into Missouri and southern Iowa. But we're keeping an eye on that line of storms that will fire up in parts of Oklahoma and Texas and quickly push toward the east. No surprise, the storm threat on Thursday will shift farther to the east, where we have the enhanced risk from Louisiana into Mississippi and even parts of Alabama.
Tuesday night in downtown Durham, a sign read, "We will miss you," and that message was felt by those who attended a customer-organized vigil to honor coffee shop owner Kong Lee, killed in a downtown explosion a week ago. Lee was one of the first people that Tai Renwei Chung met when he moved to the Bull City, telling WRAL-TV.
That was such a pillar of the community go down. I think it just feels surreal, and we're all still trying to deal with it.
The 61-year-old Lee was the only person killed in that explosion that injured more than a dozen others. The North Carolina Zoo says a 46-year-old chimpanzee has died after 35 years as the dominant female of her group. Maggie was humanely euthanized last Friday. Tony Rixby, NCN News.
Our warming trend will continue for this week. We are likely to see those highs in the lower 80s with a southwest wind moving in. A few clouds will be around the area as well. By tonight, we'll fall into the mid to upper 50s, highs in the lower 80s by Thursday. The better chance for showers and storms will be possible for us Friday afternoon and in the evening. Some of those storms could be strong to severe. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills area, sunny and 57 degrees, humidity 78%, 2.50, pressure is 31.5, wind southwest at 8, visibility is at 10 statute miles. 8:13, let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Wednesday morning. Well, the Carthage Fire Department hopes to soon add a pre-owned ladder truck to its fleet. Fire Chief Brian Tyner said the town is getting an unbeatable deal on a 28-year-old vehicle, which will be donated by the State Forestry Service. New ladder trucks, he said, can cost as much as $1 million. Tyner said there is a use for the truck in Carthage, adding the ladder trucks from other municipalities have been called in to assist with large fires in the past. I think it will really help the community out. The Carthage Board of Commissioners voted to allow Tyner to accept the truck, providing it is not in need of any repairs that would require significant financial investment from the town. Tyner said the engine, which boasts a 100-foot ladder, will be inspected by the department's mechanic and by a third party before it is added to the town's inventory. And state transportation officials have identified a pair of Moore County intersections for further, quote, upgrades. The North Carolina Department of Transportation recently committed to fund safety and mobility improvements where US 15501 intersects Memorial Drive and Page Road in Pinehurst. A timeline is yet to be established for the project, but it will cost you about $1.2 million. Memorial Drive will be widened to add a right turn lane onto southbound US 15501 with associated signal updates. Page Road will be realigned for a more efficient connection to US 15501 that will include left and right turn lanes onto US 15501 and a new traffic signal. And southbound US 15501 will be widened to add right turn lanes onto both Page Road and Memorial Drive. Northbound US 15501 will also be widened for a new left turn lane onto Page Road. I hope you understood all that. That's your latest Sand Hills news this morning, but stand by. Here comes all your latest in sports right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. It is 8:16.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. 3 Game 2s last night in the NBA playoffs. Kawhi Leonard scored 37 and made it easy for Toronto, who tied the series with Orlando at a game each. The Raptors coasted past the Magic 111-82. The Nuggets are not up with San Antonio after beating the Spurs 114-105 in Denver. And for the first time in 5 years, Portland has opened a playoff series with 2 wins. C.J. McCollum had 33 points, and Damian Lillard added 29 in the third-seeded Trailblazers' 114-94 victory over the visiting Oklahoma City Thunder. On the ice, after one of the best regular seasons in NHL history, the Tampa Bay Lightning are on the wrong side of NHL history. They were swept in the first round of the playoffs by the Blue Jackets. Columbus beating the Lightning last night 7-3 to complete the 4-game sweep. Tampa Bay becoming the first team in the expansion era to get swept in the first round of the playoffs after leading the NHL in points. The New York Islanders are also moving on to the second round after closing out their series with Pittsburgh. They beat the Penguins 3-1. Penguins center Sidney Crosby says losing 4 straight is frustrating and disappointing and all kinds of other words that end in ing.
We felt good about our game coming into the playoffs, and we were playing some good hockey and then got off to a rough start, but still felt like we had a chance here.
Out west, Winnipeg beat the Blues in overtime to even their first round series at 2, while Sin City's Golden Knights have a 3-1 lead lead on San Jose after a 5-0 shutout of the Sharks. Carolina Hurricanes rookie Andrei Svechnikov is in the concussion protocol after a punch by the Capitals' Alex Ovechkin sent his head crashing to the ice in Monday's 5-0 win over Washington. Rod Brindamore said Tuesday that Svechnikov was evaluated at a hospital and looks normal. He said he feels great, but they don't plan on rushing him back into the lineup.
This year we've dealt with it, I don't know how many guys, so they're certainly not going to rush him back.
Brindamore said it's most likely Svechnikov will miss tomorrow's Game 4. The Capitals have a 2-1 lead on Carolina in the series. This is NCN Sports.
Have you ever felt the raw power of 44,000 horsepower? Heard an engine scream at over 330 miles per hour? The MGK Sparkplug NHRA 4-Wide Nationals returns to C-Max Dragway, April 26th through 28th. 2 times the excitement and 2 times the power. Every ticket's a pit pass, and kids 13 and under get in free. Experience it for yourself. Call 800-455-FANS.
This just in, a brand new Stoneville cotton variety has just been released. ST5600B2XF features a good fiber package, root knot nematode resistance, and it's dicamba tolerant, so you can spray Ingenia herbicide to control glyphosate-resistant pigweed. You're always looking for more ROI per acre. That's smart, and that's Stoneville. Talk with your local representative or retailer about new ST5600B2XF. Grow smart with BASF.
Ingenia herbicide is a U.S. EPA restricted use pesticide. Additional state restrictions may apply. Always read and follow label directions.
Russell Wilson will remain in a flock of seagulls, and he'll do that with a very fat wallet. He is now the highest paid player in the NFL and will be like that through the 2023 season. Wilson and the Seahawks agreed to a $140 million 4-year extension on Tuesday. The former NC State quarterback posted a video to social media shortly after midnight on Monday, just after the reported deadline for the Seahawks and the quarterback to agree on a contract extension.
Hey, Seattle, we got a deal.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. But I'm going to see y'all in the morning.
Good night.
Time for y'all to go to bed.
Wilson's new deal includes a $65 million signing bonus, a no-trade clause, and $107 million in guaranteed money. That's nice. Josh and Zach, NCN Sports.
Serving more people, more places, 24/7. If your AC breaks down, we'll restore your indoor heaven. Installation or repair, one call will be there. It's your family, don't delay. Comfort's just a call away. We're Comfort Services. Comfort Services.
Come to Comfort Services in Aberdeen to get a free estimate on a new Carrier system or heat pump, and you may qualify for a rebate up to $2,000 from Carrier. Get in on the savings and purchase a qualifying heating or cooling product before the Cool Cash rebate ends June 30th. You may also qualify for financing options as well. Stop into Comfort Services on Highway 5 next to the Habitat store in Aberdeen, or call 910-695-2665. Carrier and Comfort Services, a great team.
Comfort's just a call away. Comfort Services.
The Honda Dream Garage Spring event is going on now at Leith Honda Aberdeen. With a huge selection of new 2019 vehicles, great prices, and no games or gimmicks, Leith Honda Aberdeen makes it easy for you. Our service department makes it quick and easy for you as well. We provide 100% customer satisfaction for all of your car needs. We mean it when we say we're easy to get to and easy to deal with. Leith Honda Aberdeen, the name you can trust.
Great news. During the spring sales event at Leith Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Aberdeen, all new 2019 vehicles are available with easy pricing. Just ask. At Leith Aberdeen, we strive to make it easy for you, not only with buying a new vehicle, but when you have to service your vehicle as well. We have quick and easy oil, brake, and tire services available just for you. Leith Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Aberdeen. Easy to get to and easy to deal with. Come in today.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Pride Plumbing is proud to serve Moore County with superior workmanship and dependable plumbing service, including 24/7 emergency service. Like the name says, we take pride in our work and your safety. Our employees must pass background and drug tests and share Pride Plumbing's reputation for quality service. From simple leaky faucets to new water heaters and sewer lines, backflow testing and installation, drain cleaning, plumbing repairs, and, if necessary, replacement and remodeling. A family business with over 50 years of prideful service. Go online online to callprideplumbing.com and check out our 5-star customer reviews. We offer a 10% discount to all veterans and active military. Call Pride Plumbing of Moore County at 910-295-0152. 910-295-0152. Serving with pride since 1965.
For over 55 years, we know more. From 1960 to the present, Aberdeen Exterminating has been Moore County's local pest control professional of choice. Termite control, household pests, yard treatments, flea and tick control, routine and on-demand treatments, mosquito control, termite protection with available damage warranty, crawl space protection, new home pre-treats, foundation inspections, and moisture barriers. Aberdeen Exterminating does it all and does it well. Prompt, courteous, dependable service at a fair price. That's what you want, but don't take our word for it. Just ask around. Aberdeen Exterminating, locally owned, servicing Moore County since 1960. Call us today for a free inspection and free estimate. 944-2474. That's 944-2474.
Do you have chronic pain issues but hate the thought of addictive opioids or harmful over-the-counter drugs like Tylenol or ibuprofen? Well, by now you've probably heard about cannabidiol oil, or CBD for short, derived from industrial hemp plants and grown right here in North Carolina. Hemp-extracted CBD oil has been shown to have little to no side effects, but help with issues such as chronic pain and inflammation, anxiety, depression, sleep regulation, and more. It's healing without the high, and you don't have to pay an arm and a leg to benefit from it. Stop in at Flowland in Aberdeen to discuss how CBD oil can help benefit you. Flowland offers high-quality products at the lowest prices on the market. Flowland, serving Moore County for almost 2 decades. Located on US 1 next to Allstate Glass in Aberdeen. Call 910-757-0244 for more information.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. Coca-Cola. Nothing quite like it, is there? I don't want to put down Pepsi or Dr. Pepper or any of your other favorites, but I think that there's not much that compete with a Coke. Coca-Cola was invented in 1866, and yes, it used to have cocaine as one of the ingredients. In fact, up until 1904, it had 9 milligrams per glass. A line of cocaine is 50 to 75 milligrams. So, drinking a 6-pack of Coke was similar to doing a line of Coke. I say was because I don't want a mom out there with a carload of kids to make an illegal turn across 2 lanes of traffic to go buy a 6-pack. I think the most amazing Coca-Cola fact is this. From 1886 to the early 1950s, the price of a Coke was 5 cents. People were born when Coca-Cola was 5 cents. They lived to be 64 years old. They died, and Coke was still 5 cents. A common phrase often heard in those days was not, "Man, Coca-Cola sure is getting expensive." I don't know what they put in Cokes now. Company won't release it, and I don't blame them. Whatever it is, I think it's designed to make you want another one right away. Now, do you see where this is going? Do you see what this has to do with the Moore County School Board? Nothing. I hope you all have a good day. From the Zumwalt Zone.
With a few clouds around and winds out of the south and west today, our temperatures will continue to warm up. Expect highs in the lower 80s and then falling off into the mid to upper 50s for tonight. We'll see those temperatures in the lower 80s again for Thursday, with the better chance for showers and storms pushing in as we go into Friday. Some of those storms could be strong to severe. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the Leader Man. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Today's show is brought to you by Dollar Health Club. For just $1 a month, you can work out in my cousin's basement. Dollar Health Club.
What day is it today?
It's Wednesday. Jesus, only Wednesday?
Get some coffee. You woke me up.
Definitely need my coffee.
You know what I really need?
What?
What do you need?
Caffeinated bacon.
Genius. I can get behind that.
Hump day, am I right, buddy?
Yes. Yes, yes. Let's light this candle.
Do you know what time it is?
What is it? Showtime.
Hand me down, walking
Good morning. Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sand Hills. It is time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams, and don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. That's available to you right now at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is the link. Or on your mobile device, your YouTube app will do the work for you. Put Mornings with the Leader Man into the search. If you're on your mobile device just needing audio, we suggest many streaming applications that are free and available to you, like TuneIn, iTunes, and Streama. Also, Alexa and Google would do it. Just put WEEB in the search, and as always, that stream's available on our website at talk973.com. Upper right-hand corner of every page is an icon that says On the Air, Listen Live. Tap it once and you're listening just that quick. Also, to remind you that the Aberdeen Lions Club annual barbecue and chicken is going to be held tomorrow at Aberdeen Park and Recreation from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. If you got any questions about it, you can call the Lions Club or visit their website online. That's the Aberdeen Lions Club annual barbecue and chicken sale tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So you can eat lunch or dinner there and support the community all in one swoop. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area is going to be sunny today, 81 for a high, partly cloudy tonight, a low of 59. Tomorrow, more partly cloudy skies and 81 again. Then the moisture starts to move in Thursday night. We'll see scattered showers Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday we'll get back to sunshine. Let's see, our highs, Friday will be 75, 63 on Saturday, and Sunday's going to be a perfect day, mostly sunny with a high of 71. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are southwest today, visibility 10 statute miles, pressure is 30-15, dew point 50, humidity 78%. It's sunny and 57 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And of course, this being Wednesday, it's time for our extended Zoom wall zone. The pilot is pretty much, as usual, haven't done their homework, and so have created more of a he said, she said situation. And we got the he said part here to get it straightened out for us this morning. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning to everyone. You know, I wasn't sure where to start on this when I read that weak pilot story. These guys win awards. About every other week, you look in the paper and they've won an award. Who are they competing against? The flea market trader, or just one of those magazines that you get free when you walk into Max for breakfast? This is unbelievable. Probably the worst journalism that I've seen out of a terrible rag that I swore I would quit reading, and doggone if I didn't get hooked into it again.
You know, when we were having the issues about the sheriff and everything, they wouldn't do any investigative work there either. They would use my website as their source, and everything was referred back to my website in case something was wrong. I take the blame.
Yep. And speaking of your website, everything that I'm going to talk about today is posted on the WEEB website. All the documents are there.
Yeah, it's WEEB990.com or talk973.com. Both will get you to the same place, and it's all linked right there on the front page.
All right, let me get started. The long, convoluted story about this whole thing is going to be kind of drawn out, but I've tried to make it as simple as possible and as interesting as possible, but I have to start with a piece of law. If you have a pen or a pencil, I hope you'll stop and pick it up, and I'm going to give you a number in just a minute. Not a phone number, but rather a number of a statute. And it's very easy to find what I'm about to read to you. It talks about the withdrawal of a bid, the legality of withdrawing a bid, when you may and when you may not withdraw a bid and not lose your bid bond. All right, here's the number. All you have to type into Google is this: GS 143.129.1. I'll say it again. GS 143-129.1. And this will come up. It talks about when you may withdraw, and it says you may withdraw for a substantial arithmetic error. However, and I'm going to read this part, it says a request to withdraw a bid must be made in writing to the public agency which embodied the proposals for the work, and here's the important part, not later than 72 hours after the opening of the bid. Now, otherwise, you lose your bid. That's going to be important. We'll come back to that. We're going to begin our story in 2015 with the school board. Not this school board, with the school board that we put through hell. I've talked about this on here before, but I've got a little bit more documentation and things I want to tell you. Back in 2015, for those of you who weren't here and for those of you who might need to be reminded, the school board met, and after a negative performance review, Dr. Grimacy, the same Dr. Grimacy that is in our commentary today and in the middle of all this controversy about the busing, was fired. And he was fired 5-3. 5 school board members felt he should be fired. Let me tell you why they fired him. We don't know why. They must have had a reason, and it had to be a good one. But we don't know why, because the records are sealed, and from what we've been told, it's some type of agreement that all parties are bound to. So we do not know why he was fired. We have never known why he was fired. And yet, listen to what happened. And by the way, all these quotes are from the pilot and from WRAL. I can't vouch for the accuracy of the quotes from the pilot. John Dempsey, the president of Sand Hills Community College, said this in 2015 when they fired Dempsey. He said, "This will set Moore County education back a decade. There's just some kind of personality problem." He said he was shocked and he was angry, but he didn't know why Bob Grimacy was fired. Why was he so angry and shocked? The next day, Representative Jamie Bowles obtained a temporary injunction blocking Moore County from hiring a superintendent. Jamie Bowles, who's our representative, said this, quote, "This is a very important issue, but I don't think the board members understand what they've done to the community." Well, Jamie, I don't think you or me or anyone else understand why they fired him. So why did we get all spun up? Now, this is going to tie into the current goings on here, so please bear with me. Bowles said the board members should resign, and if they didn't, that he, Jamie Bowles, would push a local bill to recall the school board members. Bowles, this is right out of the pilot, Bowles walked into the office of the pilot and issued a statement demanding the 5 board members resign by noon on Monday, or he would push through a recall bill later that week in our state legislature. Ladies and gentlemen, since when does a state official tell us in Moore County that our school board members will resign, or he'll pass a law that says they must resign? You tell me how that's right in anybody's world, but yet we were so caught up in the mob that we allowed that to happen. Bowles suggested the firing was based upon a personal animosity. But then he said, "I don't have all the facts, but I'm assured this is a personality issue." But you know what? We still don't know. We still do not know why he was fired. The board had held a closed executive session and held a performance review. And after that performance review, they voted 5-3 to fire this man. Now, do you really think that anybody that's elected to office is going to wake up one day and say, you know, who's the most popular man in Moore County? Let's fire him. Let's cause some trouble. Let's get everyone in this town and this community to hate us. There had to be a reason, and I would guess it would be a good reason to fire him, but we still don't know. Southern Pines Town Councilman Mike Fields, who I don't know, was quoted, and I'm glad he said this because it really does tell us what the atmosphere was like. He said, "From the numerous business people and community leaders I've spoken to in the past 24 hours, the 5 members of the coup d'etat may be the most widely hated and despised people in Moore County." They were the most widely hated and despised people in Moore County for firing a man, but we don't know why they fired him. They may have had excellent reason. And Pat Corso, who's the head of the extremely productive Partners in Progress, stated, "It poisons the well. This decision makes no sense." But Pat, we don't know why they fired him. We don't know why they fired him. Why be so critical? Parents were outraged. Teachers were upset. And I was right up front, as outraged as anyone. And do you know why? You know why I was outraged? No, you don't, and I don't either. Well, there's one possible explanation. There was a Facebook page set up. It was called Parents for More. It started the week with about 500 members. By the end of the week, it had over 3,000. 3,000 people getting their information from a Facebook page. 3,000 people getting whipped into a frenzied mob by a Facebook page, and I was one of them. I contributed and I read it. This page was administered by two concerned parents. Parents demanding the resignation of the 5 school board members. According to the pilot, and again, I can't vouch for their accuracy, the 2 administrators of that thing of the Facebook page were Karen Kent and Helena Wallen Miller. Helena Wallen Miller is now the chairperson of the school board. She first got on the school board after being appointed to a seat that was vacated after 30,000 people demanded, or I'm sorry, 3,000 people on the Facebook page that she administered demanded that they resign. I said that very well, didn't I? Let me start over. Helena Wallen Miller was appointed to a position after these folks had resigned. Didn't do much better that time. It's my opinion that Helena Wallen Miller is a good person, but it's also my opinion that she's allowing herself and the school board to be drawn into a cover-up. She has no idea, because like the pilot, she's not checking the facts, but rather she's listening to her employees. Back to our story. People were calling the 5 members of the board, calling them on the telephone. They were receiving threats, actual threats. People were demanding their resignation. This went on all hours of the day and of the night. One of them had to have security to attend her own child's graduation. Everyone was angry. No, they weren't angry. They were mad. Mad with the fury that burns when some terrible act has occurred or some great injustice has gone on. And do you know why we were all so lynch mob angry? Neither do I. We still don't know why he was fired. No one asked. It's just bring him back, no matter what. Helena Wallen Miller, the current chair of the school board, helped with things that were making a positive difference, she said. Stickers, car decals, T-shirts. People wanted him back. Never mind if they didn't know why he was fired. Prominent citizens put a great deal of pressure on the 5 board members to resign. Representative Bowles was quoted as saying, and I hope you'll pay attention to this, by the way. Representative Bowles said, quote, "I was asked if that was acceptable, the resignation of these people. I said that it was." What? Who asked you if our school board resigning was acceptable to you? And who cares if it's acceptable to you or not? If you're listening, well, you are listening, does he have any more standing in this community than you do as far as who is on our school board and who is not? What statute states that our representative has a right to have a veto power over an elected school board? All right, let's get away from that. To all that, we said all that to get to where we are today. Why was that important? Well, it establishes that our superintendent, after being employed for less than 1 year, did something, whether it was one thing or a bunch of things, to convince 5 duly elected persons that he needed to go. And he's been controversial since he's been here, but he cannot be touched. If you do the research on his contract, you'll find that they gave him, literally, they said they gave him whatever he wanted. He has parts of his contract that make him untouchable. And he is certainly godlike, and folks are afraid to point fingers at him or to say anything about him except the rumors, not the rumors, the stories that people tell behind the scenes of their experiences with this man. All right, the pilot article. Be ready. It's coming. They're going to get an award for this piece of investigative journalistic genius, among other things. And by the way, the pilot asked me, last week they printed Helena Wallen Miller's statement. They didn't explain why they were printed. They almost got whiplash rushing to the press to print what she had said. Never mind what I had said to bring all this out in the first place. So if you read her statement, you pretty well know the extent of the pilot's great journalistic investigation. They interviewed me on the phone yesterday and cut and pasted Helena Wallen Miller's statement in among the things that I said. All right, the pilot said yesterday, I'm going to have to quote him, but then the problems really set in. Its low-bid contractor said it had discovered a math error and pulled its offer the day before it was to be accepted. Well, pilot, if you had bothered, you'd have discovered they can't do that without forfeiting their bid bond. You never bothered to explain that little piece of information, did you? Now, remember the bid bond statute that I read at the very beginning? It said that they had 72 hours to withdraw that, and they didn't do it. Now, why do I care? Well, I'll tell you why. That is $1.5 million that they owe Moore County, and typical of the school board, who cares? Just blow it away. We'll just go to the county commissioners and ask for more money, and they'll just blindly give it to us. That's the school board's attitude. I would like to invite the pilot to get your facts straight. You also printed this. On his radio program, Zumwalt accused Grimacy and Barath of fabricating an error on the bidder's part to garner sympathy with the commissioners and secure funding for an over-budget project. I did not say they fabricated an error. Go listen again, you guys, and this time go in your closet and dig out your old journalism books, and they're going to say something to you along the lines of, take notes, try to be accurate, don't make things up based upon what you thought you heard or someone told you. I said the reason the low bidder pulled out was because the low bidder was told by the schools, that's you, that their bid was too high. So of course they pulled out. The schools told them they didn't have enough money to pay them. And pilot, I said that was the real reason they pulled out, not the math error that John Barath had claimed. Now, how does that equate with, in any way, with me saying they fabricated an error? Maybe this is what I said that caused you to make your reporting error, your glaring reporting error, by the way. I said that John Barath knew why they had pulled out because he had the letter on his person telling him why they had pulled out. And yet, he and the superintendent told the commissioners it was a math error. Well, where does this whole math error thing come in? Well, in all the documents I got through a Freedom of Information Act request, and by the way, the school board sent Helen Wallen Miller's statement along with all the documents that I worked very hard to get. They sent them to the pilot, and were able to spin them the way they wanted them spun. Well, in one of those documents I got, again, they're all posted on the WEEB website, one of them contained a letter to the low bidder. The letter was from an attorney in a law firm in Raleigh that represents Moore County schools. He said this to the low bidder, and I'm obviously paraphrasing, but you can read the letter yourself. Your claim to have made a math error doesn't come close to the burden you have to prove this. And as far as Moore County schools are concerned, there was no math error. Now, note, several days later, a week later, whenever it was, they went back and they accepted a math error after several times of not accepting it from the evidence that the low bidder sent. But this is getting too convoluted. The lawyer told the low bidder there was no math error 2 days after Barath claimed there was an error to the commissioners. Barath and Grimacy, let me tell you something. You cannot claim as your defense something that hasn't even happened yet. At the time you presented your case, there was no mention anywhere of a math error. Not until 2 days later it appeared. Now, I predicted very publicly last week that the defense the school board would offer would be they had gotten a phone call. They'd say they had been told over the phone that the reason the low bidder dropped out was a phone call. Okay, I was right. They did say that. I have a letter written by the low bidder saying they dropped out because they were told they were too high. But Barath and Grimacy have a phone call. And, of course, who do they believe, the phone call or the written documentation? But no matter what, they still owe all of us $1.5 million. How is that debatable? In her statement, Helen Wallen Miller said that the email architect Hughes sent to the Clancy and Thays vice president, bottom line, she said that the architect sent a letter to the low bidder, and it was not a formal rejection of their bid. In her statement, she said that the email was not a formal rejection, and I think formal might be their little way out. The pilot, in their award-winning journalistic style, blindly accepted this statement. Well, I didn't. And here's what they actually said. They said they were informed, quote, our bid was in excess of the funds available for the project, and as such, the school board would be unable to award the contract to Clancy and Thays at the bid price. That's what the architect, that's what the schools told him. Now, does that sound like it was not a rejection? Clancy and Thays thought it was a rejection. So the pilot took a statement from Helen Wallen Miller, cut and pasted it from last week's story into this one. And by the way, again, why did I have to submit a FOIA to get all this? Why did they release only 4 pages of correspondence when I asked for all of it? And I had to keep asking to get the additional 130 pages. And why did the school board willingly release all of that to the pilot, spending them the way they wanted, literally having the pilot blindly print it? The Board of Education can't possibly argue with a straight face that not going after that bid bond makes any sense to anyone. Folks, I've done my homework. The statement said it might cost too much to pursue it. What? You think it's going to cost $1.5 million? Do some research. You have an attorney on the school board. You pay a lot of money to a very prestigious group of attorneys in Raleigh. Only about 3% of these types of cases ever go to trial. Our attorney on the school board should know this, and the attorneys in Raleigh do know it. Ask them if I'm correct. Check me out. That means there's a 97% chance the insurance company for the bonds would settle. And you know what else I discovered? The loser pays court costs. They pay attorney fees. There are a lot of settlement options between doing nothing and going to full-blown trial. Why aren't we going after them? What good does it do to have a bid bond if your elected officials don't have the will or the strength or the backbone to enforce it? We didn't vote them in to be nice to people who break their contracts. And again, why do we have to be the one who holds you accountable? All you environmentalists out there, get your news online. All these award-winning articles are cluttering up our landfills with bird poop all over them. The last thing I want to say is this. Do what I've done. Make the hard decision that you're going to question Bob Grimacy. I'm not asking you to start right now. I'm not asking you to say, oh, I don't like him. He should be fired. I'm asking you to look at the facts. And if you decide after looking at the facts that he's a wonderful man doing a great job and the school board is keeping very tight reins on him, fine. Okay, that's your decision, but do it with the facts at least. Just because we supported this man several years ago doesn't mean he's become some kind of a Greek god that we should bow down to. It sounds to me, and this is just my opinion, but it sounds like the pilot is so proud and has bragged so long about how they helped him get rehired that they don't want to look silly by changing their mind now. I ask you, what did he do to get fired? I've got one last thing to say here before we start chatting. This whole thing about cost engineering, that probably makes sense to all the bureaucrats.
Actually, they call it value engineering.
Value engineering. Thank you for that correction. Value engineering. If you can negotiate with a bidder to get $1 million plus removed from that bid because of what you call value engineering, doing things like choosing a little cheaper form of floor covering, maybe making the wall, I'm making these things up, a light that might be cheaper. If you can remove $1 million plus after they've submitted their bid, John Barath, then why in the name of everything that we elected or hired you to do, why don't you do those things in advance? Why do you always have to have the very best of everything? We're not building the Taj Mahal here. I want our students to be safe. I want them to have a good learning environment. But I don't care whether they're walking on terrazzo or tile or any other floor cover, as long as it's safe and they're able to be in a good learning environment. So I'm hoping, ladies and gentlemen, that you will just check out the facts, read the article in the Pilot, read every word of it, and then compare it to the things I've said today. And by the way, this is going to be available, this broadcast. Steve puts them up, and you'll be able to listen to them. So all I'm asking you to do is look at every fact and do not blindly accept Barath and our our superintendent.
Yeah, I got to cut my own mic on. One of the first things when you put the FOIA out there, the Freedom of Information Act, to try to gather this information, and you were mentioning they only sent you 4 items out of the 150 they later put up on the Pilot. One of the main letters was right there from the get-go was from Clancy and Fays, who got a call from the architect, according to the letter, saying that they were overbid and that the county did not have the funds to fund that price or that school. Mm-hmm. And so they went by another statute that says that they were officially withdrawing the bid because the funds are not there to cover it. So there's nothing really to bid on. Because you don't have the money. That's like saying, okay, I want this car. Okay, put the money down. Well, I don't have enough. Well, then you don't get the car. We withdraw our offer.
Well, Steve, this thing does get convoluted because that is exactly what the letter said. They don't have enough money.
Nothing about.
Not a word.
Math errors.
Nothing.
And this was before the math error suddenly appeared, in some spreadsheet that we don't know where it came from. So, it's all, it just smells so bad. I can't positively say there wasn't a math error, but it just makes me feel like the math error just was a convenience that they stuck in there to go the other route for getting their bid bond back.
Well, one thing we know for dead certain that on the day that Barath and Grimacy told the county commissioners there was a math error, we know for dead certain that there was not a math error at that time because the attorney from Raleigh 2 days later wrote them and said, no, there is no math error. We have not gotten a shred of evidence, he said, not even close, to make us believe there was a math error. So there was no math error. Now, on the one hand, we've got a document telling us why they pulled out. On the other hand, we've got a phone call that they claim they got. And they may have gotten it. But which do you go with, the written evidence or some guy said he had a phone call?
And the other question I got is, did you have something else, Jeff?
Well, you talked about the phone call. Very simple. Who did you talk to? When did you talk to him? And go talk to that guy and see what that conversation was about.
Well, here's the problem with that. The other guy, and I'm making no accusations of criminal activity or anything else, but remember the other guy has got $1.5 million bond riding on this, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to put into their testimony.
And the other question I got is, why is Grimacy and Barath talking to our county commissioners? Should it not be the school board? Should they not be on top of all this and know more than their employees about this?
Yeah.
And be doing all the talking to our commissioners?
Right. Lack of leadership on that one, because Grimacy apparently said he talked to someone on the board.
Helen.
Yeah. Wallen Miller, on the way to the commissioners meeting. Yeah. So that's real simple. Hold on there, Bob.
Yeah.
You're not talking to anybody. That's my job.
That's right.
And even to make this more clear, Bob and Barath had this information the day prior. They had it. They went home. They ate dinner, I'm assuming. I'm assuming they went to sleep, maybe watched some television. They got up the next morning, they took a shower, they ate breakfast, they went to work. Are you telling me that in all that time you did not have a minute that you could have notified every single school board member? No.
No,
apply.
because the tail wags the dog. That's the whole problem.
Well, they felt no need. Because
that's arrogant to sit there and say, I'll give her a call on the way to the meeting.
On the way to the meeting. And
got to create the crisis.
There's always a crisis. Now, I don't know how we can end without getting this in somewhere.
Well, you got a minute.
Okay. People out there right now are saying, these guys hate children. They hate education. No, we do not. That is ridiculous. It is the stupidest thing you could say, and next I'll be called a racist or a Nazi. We want the school board to start managing the money. You told us you wanted $103 million, and by golly, we voted to give you $103 million. Now, I think you should stay inside that budget, Barath, Grimacy, and school board.
Yeah, it's that simple. Any last word, Jeff?
No, I'm all done.
All right. Well, John, great extension there, extended Zumwalt zone. And for the rest of you, so it goes for this Wednesday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow, 7 to 9 for a Trumpet Thursday. Until then, be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses you hear on our airwaves because they are the backbone of our economy here in Moore County. Your money will stay here, roll over, and create jobs. When you head off to those mega stores, well, guess what? Your money ends up in Sri Lanka, Indonesia, and China. Keep it here and create jobs here. And don't forget millions of Americans. They have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. So live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams and the Leader Man. And Nick and Colt the Dog. We'll all see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the dog park. that you get to enjoy today. So live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams. And
News this hour from Town Hall.
State, local, federal law enforcement partners that are working both behind the scenes and a lot of boots on the ground that are doing what they can to follow up each and every lead that develops.
Saturday marks the 20th.
From the Zumwalt zone.
With a few clouds around and winds out of the south and west today, our temperatures will continue to warm up. Expect highs in the lower 80s and then falling off into the mid to upper 50s for tonight. We'll see those temperatures in the lower 80s again for Thursday, with the better chance for showers and storms pushing in as we go into Friday. Some of those storms.
Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB, and heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking.
Mornings with the Leader Man, here on Morning Show. And now, the Sandhills. And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show.
Okay. This is Miriam Chu inviting you to attend the Moore Republican Women's Club Luncheon Monday, May 6th, 11:30 a.m. Okay. This is Miriam Chu inviting you to attend the Moore Republican Women's Club Luncheon Monday, May 6th, 11:30 a.m. at Pinehurst Members Club Overlook. Let me start over. This is Miriam Chu inviting you to attend the Moore Republican Women's Club Luncheon Monday, May 6th, 11:30 a.m. at Pinehurst Members Club Outlook Ballroom. Cost is $20 for members, associates, and their spouses, $35 for non-members. Our guest speaker will be Claire Lopez, internationally renowned expert on terrorism. Deadline for reservation will be noon on April 30th. Please RSVP at mrwnc.org or call Lisa Sheridan, our luncheon chair, to reserve by phone at 910-400-5520. We regret we cannot accommodate walk-ins. This is Miriam Chu. I look forward to seeing you there. And if you cut out that last, this is Miriam Chu, I'd appreciate it. So it just says, I look forward to seeing you there. Because I already said that. We don't need to see that again. I said that to
We'll see what the time says.
Yeah. How you been doing?
Oh, good.
Man, I tell you what, he's been crazy. Well, I tell you what, you and Zumwalt and Jeff and company, you've been killing it.
Well, Zumwalt tore him a new asshole this morning. So
Huh?
I said Zumwalt tore the school board a new asshole this morning.
Yeah, well, hey, I heard it. Good job. You guys are...
Well, they're just lying.
I know, and they have been. I mean, and
Board's not on top of their business.
No, and they haven't been.
John tells them, not John, but Bob tells the board
Oh,
what
I know.
we're doing today.
Yeah, I know.
And need the story on why it smells like Jamie was tied to that land somehow that got bought at an exorbitant price with him and what's the name of that law firm over there?
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. I honestly, I don't think Jamie was tied into that. I don't. I think Jamie just saw the opportunity.
Either that or his buddy, the lawyer.
Oh, now the lawyer was
pressing him to make sure that deal went through.
No, the lawyer. Now that was true.
An exorbitant amount on the land.
Yeah, now the lawyer was, and see, the lawyer was. See, this was the conflict of interest. There was the lawyer was making money off of it. It was the.
It was in his wife's name.
Huh?
It was in his wife's name.
Yeah. Yeah, the lawyer that was on the school board was making money off of it. You just got to prove it.
Well, yeah, how can you prove that without the FBI in here?
Yeah. But
the whole thing stinks.
I mean, see, he.
That's why the board fired him the first time.
Yeah.
Because of that land deal.
Well, no, it was more than that. It was more than that. Somewhere, somehow, and I mean, I don't know how in the hell they'll ever prove it, but I'm sure that somewhere under the table that there were some sexual harassment cases that were paid off with school money. See, this is the other thing. I mean, I can't get anybody to talk on record about it, but there were...
He wasn't sexually harassing, he was paying them off. Is that what he was?
No.
He was?
Dr. Bob, PhD Bob, was sexually harassing some people, and those were paid off. I'm sure they were paid off because they disappeared after he was reinstated.
Harassed by
him?
Teachers or?
No. PhD Bob was harassing employees.
Or
staff and the
Yeah, PhD, I do not know their names. I know very little about it. People won't talk about it. But PhD Bob was sexually harassing unnamed employees. And that
I got one of them in here
and that all went away after he was reinstated.
talk, and I knew it was fact.
I know, it's just,
Without using her name, then I bring his ass down.
I don't know their names.
I'm just saying if I could talk to one.
I know.
Off the record.
I can't get anything. I can't get anything. I can't get anybody to talk. I can't get anybody to give me any names.
Get anybody to talk. You know, just like I never gave up my source where I got all that information about the sheriff ever.
I know.
To this day, nobody knows.
I know, but I mean, I know that there were pending sexual harassment cases against Dr. Bob, and that was why he was fired. That was the primary reason. I mean, all the land and stuff, yeah, that was an issue too, but the big thing was he was fixing it, and there's no reason to believe that it didn't. It was just somehow or another it was hidden. I mean, somehow, some way, if we could get...
Van something. The lawyer.
Van Camp. Yeah, Van Camp was the...
His wife had to own the land, so what I understand.
Yeah, exactly.
And Jamie was asked, you know, because he wanted that board fired. He put in legislation to disband them, you know, and just to keep that damn land deal on track.
Yeah.
So, because that one of their objections too was that they were paying too much for that land. It wasn't just the sexual harassment.
Well, there was that. There were so many things. There were so many things. I mean, if anybody ever deserved to be fired, it was Dr. Bob, PhD Bob. But it's just, I mean, and at the time that
people put on that board.
At the time it was going on, I mean, I was like, would somebody please ask why he was fired? I mean, everybody was just outraged. I mean, I was like, hey, wait a minute. I mean, these people didn't just wake up some morning and think, gee, wouldn't it be fun to fire the superintendent? I mean, they didn't just come in and think, oh, wouldn't this be a fun thing to do? Let's just fire the superintendent. It would be so much fun.
Turns out I can do any kind of contributions to the right candidates.
Pardon?
I said, it turns out I can legally do in kind contributions to the right candidates. You know, free advertising.
Yeah.
I could donate that. $5,000 worth.
Yeah. Yeah, you just got to record it. I mean, you just got to, you know.
They just got to report it.
Yeah, just got to report it. Okay, well, I got to get to a meeting. But,
all right, how's your election going?
Well, presently I am running unopposed. So, I mean, if I just walk the line and...
Shoe in then.
Well, if I just walk the line, play my cards right, it'll stay that way. I mean, like I said, I got to play my cards right. I got to keep from pissing people off.
You make it. You make it.
Yeah. I mean,
next year we want you chairman.
No, I don't need to be chairman.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I do not need to be chairman. The right man is running for chairman.
All right, when he quits.
Huh?
When he quits.
No, I don't need to be chairman then either. We need to have Jim Womack. Does Jim ever come in?
I don't know.
I'll get him in.
Bell.
Okay, Jim Womack is the right man to be chairman. He needs to be chairman for at least the next 4 years.
Okay.
Get on his butt and get him in here. Oh. Because, I mean, he's the right man to be chairman. I mean, I'm only planning on being vice chair for 2 years. Things are nice and all the right stuff and then they can run it. Thank you so much.
Attaboy. Let me get this off of you. There we go. Good boy.